Hey, what's up, Yu-Gi-Oh fans? It's Steven with the Collector Store. Starting to do a mini-series on rulings that you may or may not know about. If you play on Dueling Network like I do, you've probably got into a lot of arguments with a lot of people, about a lot of complex rulings that usually require an admin to come to answer, or a lot of digging on Yu-Gi-Oh Wiki or Google searching. So these are just a bunch of series of little tips to help you out. Today we're going over when you can effects versus if you can effects and the differences between the two. Just a quick summary. If a card says when you can, and here we have an example, jinzo-returner, it means that it is optional, and to satisfy the effect, it has to be the last thing to happen. So, like jinzo-returner says, when this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one jinzo. So that means the last thing to have happened in the chain is jinzo-returner being sent to the graveyard in order for you to have the option of activating its effect. Now, if you can effects are also optional effects, but they do not miss the timing. So my example here is Eclipse Raven. It says, if this card in the graveyard is banished, you can add the monster banished by this card's effect to your hand. So if you banish it anywhere within a chain, you can then activate its effect after the chain's finished. So again, when effects do miss the timing, it has to be the last thing to have happened. If effects will never miss the timing, and they are optional. Then you have mandatory effects, which are usually always written as if effects, but they don't have the you can part, like Vanguard of Dark World. So again, let's just go over a few more examples here. For example, Monster Reincarnation and Jinzo-returner. If you discard Jinzo-returner with Monster Reincarnation, you will not get to special summon Jinzo, because the last thing to have happened was you got to add a card to your hand from the graveyard. However, if, let's say, you use Raiko, Lightsworn Hunter's effect, and mill Jinzo to the graveyard, you would get to use this effect, because the last thing that happened was it being sent to the graveyard. And a little bit more tricky one, Magical Merchant. If you use its effect and you end up milling the Jinzo-returner, you will get to use this effect only because it says you pick up the cards from the top of your deck until you pick up a spell or trap. Add that card to your hand, then send the remaining cards to the graveyard. So the last thing that happened was the cards being sent to the graveyard, which, if you remember, that's the requirement for Jinzo-returner. In all these cases, though, if there's another card effect that said, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you would be able to activate it no matter what. Blackluster Soldiers here, just as an example, with Eclipse Raven. So if you banish Eclipse Raven to pay for the special summoning of Blackluster Soldier, you still will be able to do it. Because it is a if effect, so there's no question about that. So alright, that's it. If you guys have any ruling questions you'd like for us to address, comment below, or just shoot us an email to our YouTube account. Alright guys, see ya, and good luck dueling.